Well, my history actually goes back to the very beginning of what back then was called Frisbee golf. And that was in 1965 when I was a college student at Fresno State in California. And I was a recreation leader for a playground, and we were trying to figure out ways that we could use hula hoops, and we had a picnic area that was not being used much. And so I was actually out on a ball golf course playing, and I was trying to think how I could use those hula hoops in that picnic area. And I actually visualized a Frisbee flying through a vertical hula hoop. So the next day I went to the playground and got the kids together, and we designed 4 holes of what we called Frisbee golf. We had a tee-off area through the Frisbee. Wherever it stopped, you got to that point, and then you threw it through the hula hoop. And the hula hoop was a vertical hoop with 2 wooden stakes to it. So that's where the beginnings of that. And that evolved into the time in 1969 when I was a recreation supervisor in Thousand Oaks, California. And Whammo was going to have an all-comers Frisbee tournament where people could go see how far they could throw and trick catches and all that. And I convinced them to add a 9-hole Frisbee golf course, and they did. And so that was the first sanctioned Frisbee golf tournament that ever happened. So that, and from then on, I've been involved in Frisbee golf, and then it evolved into disc golf in the mid-70s, and the hole became a basket with chains like this one. This is a portable basket, but the disc golf hole is what they call a pole hole or a basket, and that was started in 1976 and has evolved with special discs now designed for disc golf, and there are now over 13,000 disc golf courses all over the world. Every continent has a disc golf course, including Antarctica, which I do not want to play that one, but so it's amazing how it has grown.
Amazing. So tell me what you've done in between that time period and now, Hall of Fames, and what led you to working with Surrey County Parks and Rec on this course.
Okay, well, the irony of all this is it started because I was a recreation major and worked in recreation, and so I've always had a fondness for recreation. And with disc golf, as it developed, it had to be developed in parks, and so throughout the history, disc golf has been tied to parks and recreation departments, and so that's always been a love of mine. And so the things have evolved around here, where there are a number of disc golf courses in this area, and it probably started 4 or 5 years ago when Daniel talked to me about we need to design a disc golf course for Surrey County, and so that's when things there was conversation then, and so it's evolved, and so now we are just about ready to open one up.
Tell me about your Hall of Fame credentials.
Well, the Hall of Fame is I was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018, and my credentials to get into the Hall of Fame basically was the development of the sport itself, going back to the hula hoop course, and then I stayed involved with the development of the design of courses, and helped with the basket design. That was actually done by Ed Hedrick, but there were 2 or 3 of us that helped him design what has now the basket. And and I've stayed involved designing courses. I've designed courses all over the country. It's 30 or 40 courses that I've designed over the last 30 years or so, and actually designed some courses in Europe. Because in the early 70s, I was invited to go over there and do a tour on how to throw frisbees and all that. And part of that was I introduced disc golf, or frisbee golf at that time there. So it's been part of my life, and it's been a joy to watch it develop.
So you're the Donald Ross of disc golf courses.
Well, that could be, yeah. But it's fun because disc golf has kind of followed the ball golf history, in that courses started out like the ones I first came up with. They were designed primarily for kids and families, and so the holes were fairly short. And then in the early 80s, they decided that we needed to have really long holes. And so now there's courses, out of those over 13,000 courses, there are courses that are designed for beginners and also for pros. And there's a pro tour now that people are making millions of dollars playing and being sponsored. So it's crazy, but the beauty of what I think is the beauty of disc golf is the people that play it it's a just wide variety of demographics of people that play disc golf, but the main goal is to have fun, and because we have a saying that the most fun wins. So that's what I enjoy doing, designing the courses like the one we're going to have here. Are designed for people who are just starting out and learning how to play. And this particular course is one of the only ones in the area that is primarily a wooded course.